Hey guys, this is Bruce, and this is a podcast. I haven't done one of these in a while, like a few weeks or something. So I want to start off by just addressing some of the stuff that's been happening with the Asian hate crimes. Like, it's just ridiculous. First of all, like racists, they're so stupid to me. Like, I can't express how ridiculous dumb and ignorant racists are. It's just a huge blind spot in humanity. But the stuff that's happening in New York, LA, and some of the bigger cities is just absolutely ridiculous. And I want you to know, like, if you're an Asian person watching this, like, you should know most black people, most people in general, like, are not. This is ridiculous. And then are with you. Most people in general are with the Asian community, 90%, I would say. And another thing I would say is that these people who are attacking Asian people, for the most part, are cowards because they're attacking old people. You notice they're not attacking like a young Asian dude, or a young Asian woman or something like that. They're attacking old people. Just that to me, tells you that they are absolute cowards, and I'm picking on people who should be protected by all of us. And I just want to say, like, if I see that shit, I'm probably gonna go to jail because I'm gonna whoop somebody's ass. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not gonna stand for it. I'm not gonna sit there and watch it. I'm not gonna let anybody beat up any elderly people. Like, I'm not gonna let it happen. So yeah, I just want you to know, like, if you're an Asian person, if you identify as Asian, like, most of us are with you, and we're not gonna stand around and watch it. A guy like me is not gonna stand around and let that kind of stuff happen. Okay, and I'm with you. I want you to know that, and most of the people who I know are also with you. And and if you're a black person, you should know that Asian people came out for us. When I was out on black, regardless of how you feel politically about it, us black folks been treated really bad, right? And then after that George Floyd stuff and all that, without getting too, I don't want to get too racial. I really don't want to, but I just gotta speak the truth. When I was out there in Black Lives Matter peaceful protests, walking the streets with the police, by the way, in Denver, there was a lot of Asian people walking with me. And you know what? It really made me feel good about the United States of America, because it wasn't even mostly black people marching. It was mostly young white kids, Asians, and other minorities walking together. And there was some black folks there too. I mean, that, to me, that's what America could be, So I just want you to know, if you're an Asian person, if you identify as Asian anywhere in the world, that most 90% of the people are standing with you and will not stand for this BS happening in the Western world, like in Australia, in UK, in Canada. Nowhere. We don't stand for that. So, and I just want you to know that, that I'm with you, that we are with you as one, okay? Because we can do better as a species, as a human species. We can do a lot better than what's happening right now. And all right, so I'm gonna get off my soapbox and just move on to other topics that I want to cover here. And I got some few people here. Big Truck Series, thank you, man. Black American Expat Radio, thank you, man, for that 20,000 COP. Appreciate you. I need to hit you. I'm gonna get you back once I get on on one of your lives. Appreciate you, man. And I got a couple other people who have the same sentiment as me. Big Truck Series says there's been a number of anti-Asian attacks and it's really disgusting. I agree. He says, I'm a New Yorker and I haven't personally seen any anti-Asian attacks, but if I have to intervene, he mentions weapons. He doesn't need it, by the way. This is a 6'6" black man who's gonna whip somebody's ass if he sees some Asian people getting attacked by this BS that's happening in New York, in LA, and some of the big cities. Like, yeah, I'm with you, man. Okay, so what I want to cover here today, I got a couple topics that I want to show you guys. This ought to be interesting. I want to show you guys, this is my DNA. I'm going to show you guys the DNA of a Blasian kid. So I'm going to show you the DNA of my kid. This is going to be the first time I've seen it, but I have opened it up. So this right here is Yuri's DNA. And you notice it's in the Middle East. I don't know how accurate this is, to be honest with you. I know they're not making stuff up, but it's just like some of the stuff we see is just like, wait, what? So, I mean, Yuri does know she has some blood from somewhere in Central Asia. So that might be what this is referring to. And it's saying Iran. She does know that she has a relative from somewhere in Central Asia or Middle East or something. It's like 2 generations back for her. But this is Yuri's, and you can see it's kind of accurate. I mean, it's really focused on Cebu here. It's saying 94% Southern Philippines, Visaya, Mindanao, Southern. Yeah, that's where she was born. That's where most of her family is. So that's accurate. Actually, that's pretty accurate. This has changed a little bit because before it was saying that she had Central Islander or something. I mean, Pacific Islander. Like they were saying like she was 50%. But so it does evolve over time. I think that it's based off of a database of people who put their information in there. Okay. And then let me show you mine. Here's mine right here. This is what mine looks like. And my kid is not my child. If you're new to this channel, is from not biologically from my Filipina wife. You know, she's from another. My ex-wife is. So that's why it's gonna look different. Anyway, so yeah, you see, I got some European colonizer blood in me, as you can see here. So I want to apologize to all the people I've colonized. I've helped colonize over the years. Not my current attitude, by the way. That was my ancestors. It wasn't me. You know what I mean? So just so you know, just addressing it on behalf of all white people, since I happen to be 20% white. Anyway, so yeah, you could see it's mostly from Congo and Cameroon and Nigeria and Western Africa. That would make sense. Slavery and all that kind of stuff. That makes total sense. Okay, moving on to my kid. So this is my kid's ancestry. Look at this. This is crazy. I'm fascinated by it. This is fascinating. So 24% Korean. All right. Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense because my ex-wife was half Korean. She was half Korean, so she was Korean and white. So half of that would be 25%. So that makes sense. And then 24% white. That also makes sense because my ex-wife was half white and I am 20% white. So it makes sense that she's about 25% white. And it says her ancestry is from England and northwestern Europe. Oh, that's interesting. Wow. Very interesting. And German. Some German. Northern Japan. Wow, look at that. That's great. That's new. Senegal, Scotland. She's very mixed. My daughter is very, very mixed. So, she's about 24% Korean, 24% white, and the rest is black. So she's like a third of each. Wow, incredible. Or well, actually, half. Is it half? Wait, hold on. Let me not a third because this would be a half, and then the rest would be. Let me see, 15, 16%. That's 30%. Plus an additional 40%. 40. So she's about 45% black. Okay, interesting. Wow, Just fascinating. These are the numbers of a Blasian kid right here. Very, very mixed. Right on the line. Very controversial for some reason when I talk about the DNA stuff. I got people jumping on here. Big Truck Series says, never give them your DNA. Yeah, man, they know everything about me, man. I've been working in the government for a very long time. Very long time. Top secret clearances. They know everything about every aspect of my life. So yeah, for all you guys out there, don't give your DNA out. But me, they already got mine. They've been had mine. But yeah, so very controversial whenever we show. I remember when we showed Yuri's DNA and people just got pissed. You should see that video. The comments in that video are toxic. God, they're just pissed off. And then mine, I don't know. I don't really read the comments on mine. It was really for me personally, so it was a personal thing for me. But yeah, I'm very surprised to see my daughter's DNA is. Not surprised, but there it is. It's about what we expected, and there's actually really no surprises, with the exception of maybe northern Japan. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, other topics. Let me see. What else do I have here? What I was going to talk about here before I get into comments. Let me see here. Somebody said, first thing that needs to be done. Hold on, let me switch screens here. Okay, I've got some people who are watching me live, so I'll read a couple of these comments. It says, Big Truck Series says, the first thing that needs to be done is Americans need to stop making fun of Asian languages and the way they speak. Yeah, it's pretty stupid when I hear that, people making fun of other, like, you got to understand, like, this person speaks 2 or 3 languages, you speak 1. Like, you're just making a fool of yourself. You know what I mean? You're making a fool out of yourself. I know, like at my job, there's several people who speak multiple languages, and it always blows my mind is that they're speaking to me in English with professional language. Like we're talking about IT stuff and everything, and they're just going off like, and I'm thinking to myself, this person is having to translate in their brain, because their people think in their native language. So she's thinking, or he's thinking in his native language, but translating it to me, and we're talking business language. We're talking business English, not just conversational English is what I'm saying. And I'm like, you have the nerve to make fun of this person's native language or their accent? Like, you're an idiot. You know what I mean? You're stupid. You haven't thought this through at all. East Side Do or Die says, notice the anti-black media will focus on black people in a situation, but don't seem to be as focused when members of another group do something wrong to Asians. I don't know, East Side. Like, I've seen the stuff that I've seen is not just black people doing stuff to the Asian community. There's videos of white and Asian people doing stuff to Asian people. Like, it's not, nobody has a monopoly on racism here, man. It just needs to stop. And I don't care, to be honest with you, I don't care who is doing it. It needs to stop. And they're cowards because they are attacking old people, very old people in some cases. It's pretty disgusting to me personally. It's a very sad state of humanity. Okay, I had some other things I wanted to talk about here. Wanted to talk about an issue that I think that some people are going to have. And I just kind of want to tell you guys my feelings about it, because just in case you have this happen to you, maybe you'll have some idea of how to react to it. Hey, Get Lost Vlogs, how you doing? Maybe you'll have some idea how to react to it. You'll have somebody to relate to and something to reference. And it's just recently Yuri, who is a Filipina, if you are new to this channel, has been feeling super homesick. And this has caused us real problems, real problems in our relationship. Whenever she is not able to go home for a long period of time, it just gets really volatile between us. Like, it gets bad. Cause it's clear she's agitated, you know what I mean? And I just want to say, if you're going through this kind of thing, where you're an international couple and your spouse is here from another country, you got to remember, like, put it in context. They're living in your country, in our country, right? For us, this is our home for most of us. But they are living and having to adjust to a whole nother culture, and they haven't seen their family, who they grew up with in years or months or whatever. And so it makes sense that they would feel homesick from time to time. And Yuri, all she needs to do is go home for like a couple weeks or a month or something. And she comes back and she's fine for like another year and a half or so. But because of COVID-19, we haven't been able to travel as much. And then there's all these restrictions on her going back over there. And so there's all this extra hassle. And now it's causing us like real problems, So I just want you guys to know, like, you're not alone if you ever have this problem. And if you are in an international relationship, or you're going to be, and you're going to bring your loved one over here, just know that this is a problem that you may end up having. And you're not alone. And how do you deal with it is really, I can't tell you I have a solution. The only solution is for my wife to go back home. That is it. There's no other solution. Like, she can go and work extra hours or try to stay home with me or whatever more. It's not going to be solved here. Like, she has to go home. But some of the things that we have done is that we'll go on these short trips, staycations and stuff. We'll go on local trips like we're about to do, like tomorrow, and like we've done a couple weeks ago, and we'll just do special little things for us, or go to a Filipino restaurant, so some of those things kind of help, but ultimately, she has to go home, and that's really the only solution. And just be prepared for that. It's just that homesickness. And I think it is not just for Filipinas. I think it hits a lot of people, especially people from countries where they have more of a family-oriented culture, where they're very close to their families. They tend to get hit with this kind of thing more. I think I would think, but yeah. So that's what we're going through right now. This is not easy, and I'm trying to get Yuri home as soon as possible. But COVID-19, quarantine, all that kind of stuff. Right now she has tickets to go back in a few months or whatever, and so I hope that that'll fix it. And I always like, hey, go home. Before, when we first got in a relationship, it was hard for me to understand that. I didn't know like why she felt so bad. I'm like, well, what, am I doing something wrong? Was this the wrong choice for us to get married so soon, or like what is going on? And then I just understood, like, when she went home for a while, and I was like, look, just go home. Like, let's just see how it's going to go from there. And then she came back and she was fine. And I was like, oh, so that was it. So she just needed to go home for a bit. And she came back, she was fine. And actually, she couldn't even stay at home for very long, to be honest. Anyway, she went home, came back, felt better. And I realized now, hey, look, just whenever you need to go, take as long as you want, months, weeks, whatever. Take your time, and I understand now, having been married for 6 some odd years. So just think about that. Dilcher said, hey, Bruce, my brother, how are you and Yuri doing? We're just going through some things right now, Daryl, Charity. Like, we're just really going through. COVID finally, like, really hit us hard. And emotionally, Yuri just needs to go back home. So she's feeling really homesick. So we're just kind of struggling, to be honest with you. Just if I'm gonna keep it 100% real with you. Okay, let me see. I got some other things I wanted to address. If you guys have any questions or whatever, any conversations we should bring up, me, man. We could talk about it openly, honestly. I want to show you guys something though. I want to go to some comments from people. Now, I want to give you guys fair warning. Some of the topics, some of the comments that we get are kind of toxic, but the way that I see all this stuff is that don't get too emotionally wrapped up in how people feel, their opinions and stuff. Don't let that drag you down. Don't let people's opinions get to you. You know what I mean? I don't. So don't, when you read this stuff and people are saying this or that about religion or race or the government or politics or something, don't take it personally. It's their opinion, and their opinion only matters as much as you allow it to matter to you. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. That being said, let's dive into these. All right. Oh yeah, man, I've been getting a lot of these MTOW. That one video I did a while, so we're definitely going to talk about that. Let me see here. Should I address that one first, or yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna. There's a lot of positive ones I'm gonna address those first. Boom 808 says, "Nice to see your channel is still making content. Thank you so much. Thank you for that positivity, man. Yeah, still grinding, still trying to do our thing." Dan the Driving Man, how you doing, man? If you guys didn't know, Dan the Driving Man is going to, I think he has his own channel now. Definitely has his own channel. But this man, he's supposed to have a channel. Like, he's supposed to actually be on a show soon. Dan, if you happen to watch this, man, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought you were supposed to have like a show soon. Like a show on TV show. So just keep watching this guy right here. He says, "I found you back in early 2017, about 4 years ago. Glad to see you guys are still doing well." Yeah, we're doing all right, man. Yeah, just temporary struggles and stuff. You know how it is. And he says, "I'm going to Leyte region number 8. First few days in Manila, then island hopping in Tacloban City in 9 months or less now." Awesome. Congrats, man. That's great. Glad to hear that. Positivity. I'll save that one for last. I'm gonna save the negative, not negative, but the political or whatever ones for in a minute here. Daryl Fulmore says, "Guess I've been lucky all the times I've been there in the Philippines. Everybody's been nice and respectful." Yeah, he's referring to the video that Yuri did about Black and Asian couples discrimination in the Philippines. She was basically focused on like there's some like colorism that happens in Southeast Asia that she's been affected by. You know, it's not, if you've been in Southeast Asia for a while and you get embedded with the communities and you kind of see how things go. And if you look around, like the standard of beauty is not, especially in Thailand and the Philippines and Malaysia, the standard of beauty doesn't look like the average person. It's very white skin. There's the beauty standard there. There's whitening cream. All the models look like they're half European. It's just a certain beauty standard, and then people are treated different and stuff. That's all she's talking about there, you know. So that's what the video, and people get all mad about that video, but it's the truth. You know, it's just the truth. Tanya Allen says, "Great information. Can't wait for our trip next week." And she's talking about our video that we did about Hilton Village Resort Breakfast. We did a very good video on that one. I have to say, it's very good. The reason why we did it is because we didn't see any videos about that, and it needed to be talked about. So we did it, made it very informative. And then Jaws 2003, man, I've been seeing this guy for a long time. He says, "This is good to know, guys. I've seen many foreigners have that all Americans are rich attitude." Yeah, and he's talking about the one video we did about did Yuri and I have arguments about sending money to Filipino family? Yeah, we did. We got through it. So. And then Corey Potter says, "Great content, guys. Keep up the good work." Thank you, man. Appreciate you so much. Thank you, guys. Man, thanks everybody for all the positivity, man. This is the reason why that I continue to do this channel. It's about the community, you know, and being able to have a conversation about these topics that you wouldn't probably normally be able to talk about, and talk about them openly and honestly. That's kind of why I like doing this channel and why I like still talking to this community. Okay, Rick the Ruler says, "Why do you think EOS," that's a cryptocurrency, "hasn't jumped up in price with this crypto run?" Okay, let's talk about some cryptocurrency real quick. I'm just going to make this quick. I know we don't normally talk about this on this channel, but I'm very heavily involved with cryptocurrency if you didn't already know. So EOS is a cryptocurrency that came out in like 2018 or 2017 as a ICO, which is an initial coin offering. And it was supposed to be a replacement for Ethereum. Ethereum, by the way, is doing really well. Like the last time I seen it, as of 2021, March 13th, it was almost at $2,000. I'm checking it right now. $2,000 a piece. Now I happen to have a few of these, so it's looking pretty good. And it's still it's about 1,900 right now. Bitcoin, if you didn't know, is at 60,000. What he means is normally when Bitcoin does well, all boats rise, right? Like it's like the marker that brings, it's kind of like stocks like S&P 500 or like the Dow, like industrial average. When this main stocks go up, everything kind of tends to go up in the green. But he's saying, why isn't EOS going up as well? I would argue that it did go up because I've been a long time EOS holder, and it went down in 2020 to like $2 and as low as $1, back down to $1 and something cents. So now it's at $4. So it is going up. It's just lost a lot of its steam because at one point it was going between $4 and $10. It was doing really good. But what's happened with EOS is that, and I'll probably put this on my other channel, but what's happened with EOS is that the team that built it, the original guy, Dan Larimer, the guy who built it, he built several other really good ideas actually for cryptocurrencies. He built Steam. He built, several other ones. I can't remember the other names of the BitShares, and then a couple other ones, I think. Real smart guy. But he left the project. He left the project. That was one thing. But for me, the real problem with EOS, the reason why I sold like 80% of my EOS was because these guys have like $1 billion in Bitcoin, but haven't reinvested in EOS. And that like right there is a red flag for me. So, hey, Retired and Happy in Medellin, thank you so much, sir. That's Markel TV. If you guys didn't know, that's my man right there, man. Love your content, man. Been watching your lives, man. Keep going. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I love your perspective. So you guys go check out Markel over at Retired and Happy in Medellin. He is retired and happy in Medellin. All right. Anyway, yeah, back to cryptocurrency. So my theory on why EOS hasn't jumped up, first of all, it has jumped up in price because it was like an average of $2 for like a year, and it's recently gone up to $4. So that's all right. But my thing why I dumped most of my cryptocurrency is because Dan Larimer left. That's the main guy who created it. Like, why are you gonna leave your own project? Stupid. And not stupid, but that's your choice. But hey, I'm leaving the project too. You know what I'm saying? It would be like Elon Musk leaving Tesla. It's like Elon Musk leaving Starlink in the middle of development. It's like him leaving SpaceX. It's like, come on, man. It's like Steve Jobs when he left Apple. It's not going to be the same no more. You know, it's just not the same. I mean, yeah, Tim Cook is cool and all, but it's not the same. It's just not the same. So that, and then they didn't reinvest in their currency. It just left a lot of people, long-term holders like myself, who were big fans of EOS, even though Dan Larimer was crazy as hell. Like, it just left me like, nah, you know, I'm holding this bag. I'm like, nah, I'm good, man. I sold everything I had. I mean, not everything. I still got a little bit of EOS left, and then I bought some other coins with it. I put it on Bitcoin, and I put it on Ethereum, and I put some on ADA. Like, long-term projects who have big goals, lofty goals. And somebody else, while we're on the cryptocurrency topic, what do you think about Dogecoin? I think Dogecoin is a joke that became real. It's literally the guy who created it. I can't remember the guy who made it, but the guy who literally created it holds no Dogecoin. because it was made as a joke. I think it's a it's cool that people got in on it. Like it was a good introduction to cryptocurrency. I mean, I don't know, not really. I hate Dogecoin, to be honest. Let me just be completely honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I think Dogecoin is ridiculous and stupid. I know I'm going to get some hate from that, but listen, it's not real. It was literally a joke. And then they keep pumping it up to try to get it to $1. I mean, I don't know. It's funny, but like it's not funny anymore. Like there's so many real things going on with cryptocurrency. I just wish that people would just look beyond just Dogecoin. There's so many incredible things that are going to change the world, and just Dogecoin's not one of them. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. I've been wrong about a lot of things, so I don't know. Somebody said Dogecoin is a Ponzi scheme. It's not a Ponzi. I mean, it wasn't made, like I said, the original guy who made it as a joke. It was supposed to be funny. He doesn't own any of it, I mean, if he did, he'd be a wealthy guy right now. But people just keep pumping it up, and then it's like, I just think that decentralization, cryptocurrency can do so much more. It can replace the credit card industry. It can replace banking. It can replace how you store your value, your wealth. There's voting. It can fix voting, because I'm talking about decentralization and the blockchain, not just currency. There's so many things it can do. So that's why Dogecoin is kind of like, oh, here we go. Like, my daughter came to me. She's like, oh, Dad, Dogecoin, just buy some Dogecoin, Dad. And I'm getting my daughters like into Dogecoin. Like, I'm getting them into not Dogecoin, I'm sorry. I'm getting them into cryptocurrency by giving them things like Ethereum. Like, here's some Ethereum. Here's how it works. Blah, and teaching them how, because I really think cryptocurrency is going to be the future. Not necessarily Ethereum, not necessarily even Bitcoin, but decentralization period is going to be the future. And so I'm trying to educate them, and then they come and talk to me about Dogecoin. I'm like, okay, let's try it. Here, let's buy some Dogecoin. Here's how you do it. Like, it's a good way to introduce them to what cryptocurrency is. But as a currency itself, I personally think you could do better, like in your portfolio, than just Dogecoin. If you're holding Dogecoin, cool. Just look into other things like ADA, Cardano, or look into other things like Ethereum. Look into what's going on with DeFi. Look. Just expand your horizons a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Diversify a little bit. Read up some white papers, stuff like that. Okay. Another thing somebody said about cryptocurrency is said, thanks to here we go. Thanks to Trump and Biden's welfare checks, Bitcoin hit 60,000. Welfare checks, is that what it is? Whatever the case, Bitcoin is now at 60,000 a piece. But you would do well to hold a little bit of cryptocurrency in light of the fact that fiat currency has been dying. This is not a new thing. This wasn't, Trump destroyed the economy. No, this has been going on. The devaluation of fiat currency, not just the US dollar, but the pound, the EU, all these. It's because governments are centralized and they do whatever they want with the money, currency, and they're not responsible, and they just continuously print out money, and they don't have, it can't last. It just cannot last, so it's just currently being devalued. That's what's happening. And I'm not saying personally that people shouldn't get the checks. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that people shouldn't get basic income. I don't care if people get welfare or whatever programs are out there to help people out. Like, I personally am okay with helping people, but the problem is if you continuously print money, the value of it is going to go down. And another thing is this. The technology is changing. So I bet you 80% of your recent transactions have been with a card and not with cash. If you live in America, most of your transactions are done with a card instead of cash. That's because all cash is going digital. Like, it's just a matter of time before it all goes digital. It's just a matter of time. China is already creating their own cryptocurrency. The Fed is already thinking about doing their own cryptocurrency, and several other countries are thinking about it because it's just a faster, better, cheaper way to hold value for the economy. I mean, there's just several places. Remittance will be way cheaper if we go with cryptocurrency. It's banking will be way cheaper if we go with cryptocurrency. Stock market can go 24/7, 24 hours a day if it was on cryptocurrency. We're on an antiquated fiat currency is very antiquated. So it's due for a change, and decentralization, blockchain, all that technology, you should really read up on it, watch videos about it. That's the direction we're going, guys. That's the direction we're going. Period. So it's just a matter of time, and you are witnessing it happening before your eyes. I would highly encourage you, don't just listen to somebody say, oh, it's a Ponzi scheme, it's a scam, blah, blah, blah. No. Do your own research. Do your own serious research and question your own beliefs about money. Have an open mind, because I'm telling you, the system we're currently in is right before your eyes. Is literally changing. You have an opportunity to be on the bleeding edge of something bigger than the internet. Watch this video back in 3 years and tell me I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'm freaking wrong. But I'm telling you, I've been watching this since 2016. I've been watching this grow since 2017, 16, and I am blown away by, let me just tell you, Bitcoin, when I got in, was like a $10 million market cap. That means the total value of all cryptocurrency, of all Bitcoin, was like $10 million when I first started seeing it. That's not a lot. That's like somebody's house. That's like somebody's house can be worth $10 million, okay? I mean, I think that Tiger Woods' house is worth $10 million. The entire market cap of Bitcoin was $10 million when I first got into this. Now it is $1 trillion just for Bitcoin. It is about to compete with gold. Gold is, I think, a $9 trillion total market cap. That means if you took all the gold that they've discovered on the world and the planet Earth, it would be about $1 trillion worth of value. So Bitcoin or something equivalent to it is going to compete with gold soon in our lifetime. Like, we are lucky enough to see this for ourselves. It's amazing to me. It's mind blowing. It's terrifying, but it's also amazing. I think it's going to give us all more freedom, because we won't have to go to banks, or you can if you want. Or banks will give you the option of having another form, another way to hold the value of your wealth. So it's just giving us more options to handle our own money. That's how I see it. It's not about, oh, this is going to completely replace gold, or this is going to completely replace the dollar. Not necessarily. I think it's going to be something that allows us to have more opportunities. Just to give you an example, 2016, 2017, I got into this. Now, if you've been watching me for a while, there was a time when I used to talk about cryptocurrency a lot on this channel. And I ended up amassing quite a bit of it. What I did was, it went down, but I still had a lot of it. And Yuri and I was in this transitional period where I'd lost my job. And I go into more detail on my other channel, Get Money or Get Out. But I lost my job, and we had just bought a house. But we were sitting on all this money. So what we did was, I cashed out some of my cryptocurrency, and we continued to buy the house. It allowed us to get real estate, because we stored the value of our wealth in cryptocurrency, and we also had some in savings and stuff. But it helped me. It helped me to get into real estate. It's just another store of wealth. And now it's being recognized on a international stage. And decentralization is something that's going to empower us all. individuals to where you can go around a bank. Once you understand it, you'll get it, and then you'll start to wonder why the hell our government's even allowing it to exist. But the thing is, they can't stop it. That's the funny thing. They tried. China's still trying to stop Bitcoin, just so you know. That tells you something right there. All right. Okay, let me see. Are you teaching crypto? I plan on teaching like how my perspective with cryptocurrency. So if you're interested in that, go to Get Money, Get Out. Go to the main page of this channel, go and then sign up. I'm going to start releasing some stuff on what I do. I'm not an expert on this at all by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just going to tell you guys what I do, and I'm going to keep it very simple and kind of go into like, here's how you buy cryptocurrency. Here's the places you buy. Here's the exchanges. What is an exchange? Here's what it is right here. What, how do you store your money? What's the best way to keep your money if you have $30,000 worth of cryptocurrency? If stuff like this, basic stuff, not without going into great detail, because I can only understand it if it's very basic. So that's how I teach it. Mr. Worldwide, how you doing, man? He says, I love tanned Filipina as opposed to the skin lightening creams, but that's just my opinion. I agree, man. I prefer just a preference. I like the darker skin. I mean, don't get me wrong. The lighter skin is beautiful to me too. It's just the tan skin. I don't know, just maybe a cultural thing. I just like that tan skin. It's very sexy to me. Very, very sexy to me. So I don't understand why they don't put more of the Filipinas who are more tan skin, or Filipinas who are more tan skin. To me, like they're very beautiful to me. Their face is their skin tone is nice. Like, especially when they tan. Filipinos tan very nicely. Just my personal preference, and just something I've noticed, that when Asians have a tan, it looks so nice to me. It just looks very nice. Not to take anything from anybody else's beauty or whatever, but personal preference. Okay. Got off on a tangent there. Let me read some more comments here. Let me see here. Thank you guys for all the positivity, man. I really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. I got a whole bunch of stuff about red pill stuff and get the, what are they called? G men go their own way, guys, and stuff. So I want to read a couple of those. And, guys, this is just open topics. Honestly, I'm not going to judge you based off of your opinions. I just see it as open topics that we could talk about openly, and just get somebody else's opinion and somebody else's perspective on what's going on. But this MGTOW stuff, like, it's almost like a religion. Like, people get very bent out of shape about it. Like, I noticed, like, they get really mad. Some of these comments, I'm like, whoa, dude, like, calm down. Calm down. Okay. But this is a good one, though. This one's not talking about necessarily negativity, but let's see. Black Man UK says, and this is talking about the MGTOW, that's men go their own way trolls. And let me set all this up. So my understanding of MGTOW is men go their own way. That just means men do what they want. Don't get married. Don't have kids. Don't live with a woman. Do your own thing. Don't be sucked into the matrix of you have to get married and you have to have kids and you have to get a minivan and take your kids to school and all that kind of stuff. Be free. Don't be trapped in this slavery that they're putting men in. That's kind of the attitude. Correct me if I'm wrong, all you MGTOW guys out there who have a different, maybe I got it wrong, but that's it. The red pill stuff, that's kind of, I guess, a different thing. I don't fully understand it. I guess it's not just men go their own way. It's like a bigger thing. I don't know. But right now we're just talking about MGTOW. So this guy says, Black Man UK says, great topic, YuriBruce. Been your sub for about 5 years now. I am an MGTOW alpha guy and it's nothing negative. Okay. I don't want to be programmed and controlled by society and Western ladies weaponizing their sex to manipulate and ruin men. Okay. And I know you guys are a great couple and appreciate the fact that you truly found your soulmate to build a good family and a business together. However, what you must understand is that we men have different experiences with women, good or bad. So our narrative, our choices and decisions we make about our lives are always going to be different. Yeah, okay, man, absolutely. I totally agree. Now, here's a rational dude who's an MGTOW alpha male guy who didn't attack me, but said, hey, listen, I have a different perspective on this. Like, I'm happy for you. Cool. But for me, listen, I have a different narrative on this. And that's why I believe the way I believe. This dude respectfully explained how he feels without shitting on me and Yuri, which is cool. That's cool. Now I'm ready to have a conversation with him. I have more respect for this guy, and he might even convince me why what he's doing is something everyone should be doing. I mean, because he's opened up the conversation without slamming doors in my face. But then there's another guy. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, okay. This guy comes out guns blazing. He says, pronounced MGTOW. MGTOW, no, I'm not one, but I know who they, another description. I know who they, I know that they have another description. Red pill. You did get simp, right? Pushover. Okay, I don't. Oh, okay. I guess it's not like necessarily a negative thing. Then Choo Choo also says MGTOW. I guess that's how you pronounce it. The simple answer is this. This is what it is. No kids. Don't get married. No shacking up. Stay away from state-sanctioned marriage, and reject all Matrix, which is America. I thought that was red pill. The whole Matrix escaping thing was red pill. I don't know. I guess I really have no problem with it, to be honest with you. I've met some Intel guys, MGTOW guys, and to be honest, like the freedom that some of those guys have when they're happy, when there's a smile on their face everywhere they go, and they're traveling the world with no attachments, and they're just doing their thing. I mean, I admire it. It's not for me personally, because I found something that's better for me. What I don't understand, and this right now, I'm not seeing any of the negative. I want to kind of point it out to you guys, but I'm not seeing them. What I don't like is the guys who get in here and just kind of attack me for my choice. Like, I thought the whole MGTOW thing was about men going their own way. I'm going my own way. I choose to have kids and take care of my kids and be a good father. I choose to be a good husband and take care of my wife and have a good relationship with my wife and travel the world with my wife and have a good life and have a good business with my wife. I choose that. I have gone my own way. So, like, don't attack me for going my own way when I'm okay with you going your own way. So that's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? MGTOW equals simp until it falls off. And NC Big says, I can't do MTOW. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, one of the things, I'll say it like this. Like, one of the things that I love about Filipino culture, not necessarily all Asian culture is like this in Southeast Asia, but I can speak for Filipino, from me seeing Filipino culture, like, is that it's family oriented. And I would say, essentially, for me, just like Black Man UK said, it's a matter of perspective, right? My whole family's MGTOW. My whole family is what they describe here as don't get married, don't shack up, don't be involved with the Matrix, don't, like, all the stuff that this guy says. My family, let me put it to you this way. I'm the only one married in my family. I know that's crazy, but everybody goes their own way in my family. They go their own way. I'm not close to them. My mom is an exception. I'm we have all gone our own way. Like, we have completely gone our own way. Each one of us, male or female. The level of freedom there is crazy. For me, the new experience for me is the family life. Being a father, being married, being all that stuff is new to me, and I'm loving it. I really like it. I mean, there's challenges. You know, it's not every day is not freaking golden. There's hard times. Like right now, Yuri's like is homesick, and we're going through some things right now, you know, but honestly, like, I'm happier than I've ever been with the family life. We were just talking about it a few weeks ago. And I was just telling Yuri, like, I've never had this feeling in my life. I've never had so much stability. I've never felt, my life has always been me alone, doing my own thing by myself. Good, bad, or indifferent. Now I have the good fortune to be a part of building a family with stability and love. And I've never felt this before. I'm telling you, I've never felt this kind of stability and family. Christmas, like, I've never had like a Christmas that wasn't either me being alone or some kind of chaos, some kind of family drama, some kind of stupid drama going on. This is the first time that I've had consecutive Christmases and Thanksgiving and New Year's with family where we spend time together. We're like, okay, hey guys, what are we going to do together? We eat this nice dinner and all this. This is all different for me. Like, this is all new for me. And I'm blown away by it. So for me, I've been in MGTOW, whatever, how you want to say it. I've been traveling the world by myself. I've been a single guy in the military, going to several different countries, doing my thing. Like, I had that feeling. Like, my family, nobody's pressured me to get married and have a picket fence and all that kind of crap. Nobody in my family believes in that crap. Nobody believes in that. Nobody's done it except for me. Maybe a cousin. My cousin might have, and then my niece. Yeah, I think she's recently got stability. But yeah, my family is not. So I think that, yeah, it's a matter of perspective. You know, I have no fault, find no fault in the MGTOW or the red pill guys, man. I'm 100% down with how you want to live your life. I think that's beautiful. Like, you're living your life as long as you're happy about it, you know. But I'm doing my thing too. Like, it's for me, this whole family life is a different kind of thing I've never experienced before, and I really like it. I really am enjoying it as long as it lasts. I'm afraid it'll end. Like, it's so good. I'm like, damn. Nothing good lasts forever, man. I'm like, damn, it feels so good right now. No, this can't last. And it won't. So I'm going to enjoy it while it lasts. And so that's, yeah, wow. That got personal. NC Big says, Bruce, you and Yuri are the reason that I decided to try a Filipino woman, man. Yeah, man. I say, like, the Filipino culture for me has been, it's been something that has allowed me to live life more abundantly. I know that sounds crazy as a Bible verse, but seriously, like, the family is something I've never experienced before. Like, it's new to me because the MGTOW life in my family, like, people are wild, and my family's wild, man. Like, crazy. You would not believe the shit that happens in my family. But embrace it, and it's not just. I think it's just the American culture, and I love America. I'm not trying to talk shit about the U.S., but the cultures, it doesn't. There's some things I'm not like fully in the line with. You know what I mean? The Asian culture, Filipino culture, and some of the cultures in South America really appealed to me because I just never had that family feel before. And so when I got a taste of it, I'm like, man, this is how it feels. So people been living like this for generations, and this is what I've been missing. And so for me, it's a new thing, right? It's not like somebody trapped me. Oh, Bruce, you have to have kids, and then you got to get married. And nobody in my family said any of that. That wasn't part of my upbringing. It wasn't a part of how people were trying to teach me to be. None of that. They've been MGTOW. They've been go your own way, do your own thing. So, yeah. So that's, yeah. Let me see here. What else do we have here? Got some really good comments here. I appreciate everybody commenting and keeping it super positive. And you know what? Saying how you feel. I really appreciate that too. Even if it's not in my favor. Let me see. Somebody said, okay, here's a good one. Let me show you guys this comment right here. Somebody said, America is the worst place. America got the most crime, and they said, go for a walk in South Chicago. Not me. I'm not doing it. But hey, there's some places in the Philippines I wouldn't go either. I mean, there's probably some places a foreigner should not go in the Philippines. There's places that you shouldn't go if you're in Colombia. There's places that you shouldn't go if you're in, name a place, Venezuela. Like, there's places everywhere in the world that you probably shouldn't walk through. So I would argue that, picking on finding the worst place in America and saying, hey, walk there, I bet you can't do it or whatever. I mean, I think that's kind of cherry picking. And my thing is, if you feel this bad, like, you should go try other countries. Like, I've been to 15 different countries, like, not a lot, but not a little. And what I could say about it is that it made me appreciate America a lot better, but it also gave me perspective on America's not the greatest country. In a lot of ways, it's not the greatest country. Like, they try to brainwash you. Oh, it's the greatest. Like, if you're not from here, if you grew up here, then you know what I'm talking about. Like, oh my God, it's the greatest. It's got the greatest this and the greatest that. And no. Our education system sucks. Our healthcare system is probably one of the worst in the developed world. We're still struggling with racial issues here. We're getting through it, but it's going to take decades. There's a huge gap between rich and poor. I could just go on and on about the problems here if you're born here. There's real bad problems here that I would argue there's some things in the Philippines that are way better. Many things, actually, that are way better than the U.S. that we take for granted, that we think are great. And you go to the Philippines and it's way better there, certain things that they have are better there, period. And anywhere you go, you're going to have issues. This is what I'm saying. No, it doesn't matter where you go. Like, really what matters is where you are up here. You know what I mean? Like, if you are good up here and up in here, you can go anywhere and be happy. You can go to hell and be happy. You know what I mean? Like, it's up to you. Like, you have to make it good. And there's places, every country and every city has a really bad area or whatever, and a very good place, very good area. So, like, just all I'm saying is put it in perspective. That's it. That's all. I'm not saying, you should be all patriotic and America's the greatest of all times and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, everywhere you go, you're going to experience good and bad. My favorite place, for me, like, one of my favorite places to be is Thailand. There's something about Thailand I really like. There's just the feeling, the people, they're so nice. But the Thailand has some serious problems. It has some serious problems, So, Retired and Happy in Medellin says, ask people who hate the U.S. to denounce their citizenship and see how that lasts. Exactly. Me and Yuri were just talking about this. So me and Yuri, feel the same way about the U.S. Like, we love the U.S. There's problems. You know, it's not perfect, but we love it. Like, we're doing really good here, you know. But we said, both of us, we were talking about this Bitcoin guy named Roger Ver, who denounced his American citizenship and moved to Japan. And he's happy. He's a multimillionaire living in Japan as a Japanese citizen, white guy, who hates America. And I'm like, I got mad respect for that guy. Because if you're going to say, hey, F America, I'm out, I hate it, it's stupid, the wars are dumb, like, if you're going to sell that, listen, back it up. And he left. He's like, I'm out. And he freaking left and never came back. He comes back for like, he has to get a visa to come back here, by the way. Him, I got mad respect for him. And then there's another dude, oh man, who I watch every now and then. He's like this rich white dude from Iowa. Oh man, he's Nomad Capitalist. I watch his videos every now and then, but he does this thing where he sets people up to move to other countries, to live there. He also denounced his citizenship and is living in like Singapore or something because he doesn't want the taxes. But I got mad respect for people like that because, listen, if you don't like it, you should leave. Like, the reason why I respect it is not because, oh, you know, I want them out of spite or like, oh yeah, if you don't like it, get the hell out of here. No, what I like about it is that they took action. These guys took action. And you know what? I can't blame them. Both of them have very good reasons for leaving and denouncing their citizenship. Roger Ver, at a young age, I think he sent fireworks across state lines to this other person. He had this business where he was sending fireworks. And they charged him with terrorism because they said, oh, he's sending explosives through the mail system. And they convicted him. So he was wrongly accused for sending fireworks through the mail and got a felony. And he was like, I'm out. Like, I'm done with this. I'm done. I'm out. And he left. He took his millions of dollars because he's brilliant. The guy's brilliant. And started buying Bitcoin, which was like $1, and moved over to... And then, of course, the wars. He's like, he's so violently against the wars we have. And I can't disagree with that, even having been a vet. Like, some of the stuff that U.S. does, man, in the conflicts, I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, this does not make sense to me. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I got mad respect for that guy. And then the other guy, Andrew Henderson from Ohio. That's his name. Nomad Capitalism. Yeah, thanks, Kyle. Kyle Main says his name is Andrew Henderson from Ohio. Nomad Capitalist. I always wondered how many poor folks actually renounce their citizenship, though. Exactly. Not many. Not many. Yes, that's a very true statement. Yeah, very true. I think that's a good point. But yeah, anyway, that guy, Andrew Henderson, he left because he didn't agree with the wars and the politics of the U.S. and the tax system. He's totally, and his motto is go where you're treated best. And watch this guy. Like, you're not going to agree with everything he says, but what you do, you know, what I do personally is when I listen to somebody, I go to them with an open mind. You're not going to agree with everything a person says, okay? Like, I mean, I freaking love Retired and Happy in Medellin. We don't agree with everything. You know what I mean? But the guy has so much wisdom, I have to listen to him. I have to just be sitting at his feet, listening to all his knowledge, you know, because he has wisdom that I don't have. Go listen to this guy, Nomad Capitalist. Listen to what he has to say, man. Like, he's got a lot of wisdom. He says, go where you're treated best. I could not have said it myself. I could not have said it better myself. Brilliant way to put it. You should go where you're treated best. And I really admire that, like, people who take action for their life to make their life better. Because to me, like, to be honest with you, like, this whole nationalism stuff, I think is BS. I don't like it. I don't like it in the U.S. I don't like it in other countries. I mean, listen, do you? Like, you can feel how you feel. I just think that humanity has to go a step further than nationalism. And we should be able to go wherever the hell we want because we're humans and this is our planet. That's how I feel about it. There's laws in every country and stuff. We're really far away from that kind of attitude, but that's just how I feel about it. And this whole nationalism stuff is like it's like teams. Like, oh, I like the Steelers. I like the Patriots. Like, get over it, man. Like, we're just, at the end of the day, each of us is trying to live our life. I don't, like, don't get me wrong. I like the ideals of being of America. Like, I do get some of the ideals make sense to me, but don't try to invalidate another country. Like, I don't like that. I personally don't like it. The nationalism, I think, is something that the world, humanity, could do without, or at least downplay it to where it's, it's for the Olympics, not for the world stage where we're nuking each other or going to wars over that stuff. So, just my personal opinions about it. Take it for what it's worth. Okay, let me see here. Let me see if I got any more comments before I end this. Yeah, Andrew Henderson, that's his name. I watch his videos every now and then because I like what he was saying. I like the attitude he has about the situation of going where you are going to be treated best. I think that's a really, really good idea. Let me see. Okay, here's something. This is from the Wallace Life. If you guys didn't know, check out the Wallace Life. It's another Blasian couple, beautiful Blasian couple who just talks about their life. But he says, I agree with having credit card. Wait, which one did I talk about? I said this was a video we did about everyday hustle with my partner being a team. Oh, okay. This was a good video. That was fun. Wallace Life says, I agree with having credit cards is borrowing money, but you're gonna be free. You're gonna with free money in point. Okay, he must have messed up that sentence. The Apple Card is the bomb, but I also think that everyone should get a Visa or Master and American Express card. I have not gotten into the the Apple Card. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Big Truck Series kind of warned me against that one. And then I haven't really seen like any kind of incentives on the Apple Card that I like personally. But the Citi Visa card we use a lot because it has all these different perks that we like. So what we do is we choose cards that give us the rewards and free money that we like to use. Like, for example, we go to Hilton's all the time. Whenever we travel, we go into the Hilton's. So we'll choose a card that focuses on that gives you points for Hilton, so that way we can stay free after some time. Or we'll choose, like, we fly a lot. Well, before COVID-19, we flew a lot. But we fly a lot, so we'll get a credit card, like from Citi or whoever, Visa, MasterCard, whatever, that gives us points to fly for free within the United States or fly for free internationally, or that kind of stuff is what we look for. So, yeah, it's just like in that video, Everyday Hustle with my partner, one thing Yuri and I talked about was that one of the techniques that we use to get free money is to get a card that gives you points and bonus points and discounts and stuff like that. And then basically, like, let's say you spend $300 a month on groceries. What we'll do is we have $300 cash in our account. We could just go ahead and use that cash on our debit card and go ahead and buy those groceries. But the free money is on the credit card. So we'll use the $300 on the credit card and then pay off the credit card with $300 cash. And that gives you the free points. So you just got, some free points to fly for free. And the thing is, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it builds up, especially if you're using it every month. You got to be very disciplined about it. You got to be careful because you don't want to run up your credit, because it's very easy to forget. Like, if you don't have discipline to do this, don't do it. Don't do it, because it's very easy to get lost and just start buying some shit. And then pretty soon you don't know like how much you spent on that credit card. But you got to have a lot of discipline and the cash on hand so you can quickly pay that thing back off when you're done, when you've got your groceries, when you bought your laptop, whatever, but you had cash there. So boom, you pay that card off, you get the points, and you got your laptop, and you got your groceries, whatever. And another step, pro tip, is this. This is not financial advice, okay? I'm just telling you what we do, have done, or may have done. But what you could do also is a lot of these things, if you have a business, is a business expense. So now what you do is you're triple dipping, like you're double dipping on it. So what you do is you get a card that has points on it that gives you free mileage, free hotel, free car rental, whatever, right? So you got your card set up, but that's a business card. You only use it for business. What is your business? Well, let's say that you have a YouTube channel. What if your business is a YouTube channel? So that means that a lot of your equipment that you buy is a tax write-off. Like this little mic right here is a tax write-off. And you know what? I have another phone that I use specifically for business. And as a matter of fact, these headphones that I'm listening to myself right here, right now, this is also a business expense. And I could use my credit card to get the free points, pay it back, and then at the end of the year, that's a tax write-off because these are used for my business. This is not financial advice. You should definitely talk to your CPA. But I'm just saying that's the kind of thing that you can do and that some wealthy people do. So yeah, there you go. All right. Derek says, if you have an Amex, you can transfer your points to ANA and call ANA and use them to book on Philippines Airlines. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Stuff like that, little tricks that you can use to get free money on your credit card. And if it's a business expense, because let's say you went to the Philippines for business because you're going to film there. So it's a business expense. You're going to film, put it on your YouTube channel. It might even be a loss. I mean, you might not make a lot of money off that trip. But you went there and you used that card for all those transactions. Guess what? That's actually a tax write-off. So just something, there's a lot more to that, but I'm just saying that's something that you could look into if you wanted to. All right, let me see if there's anything else here. All right, guys. Hey, listen, guys, I appreciate everybody who's been watching this. Thanks, everybody. And I'm seeing your messages. Bruce, come back to Discord, LOL. Yeah, my bad, man. I've been watching, though. I've been watching, man. Especially all the pictures that Big Truck Series sends. I really appreciate those. If you guys didn't know, we had a Discord. We have a Discord channel, and we just talk crazy on that Discord channel. Special shout out to Retired and Happy in Medellin. Check him out. That's Markel TV. That's his old channel. You might recognize him from that name. Black American Expat Radio. Check him out. That's my man. Having a great time being a world traveler. Check him out. Thank you for that. Big up to that. Thank you so much for that donation. And everybody else, thank you guys for watching every week. Appreciate you guys. And that's it. If you guys have any kind of questions or stuff you think I should cover, tell me on Discord. Tell me on as you can see, most of my content's made off of people talking to me. Message me directly, whatever. Let's keep this conversation going. And everything's on the table. Like, we can talk about anything. Even stuff I don't necessarily want to talk about, like politics. We could talk about it. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to speak my mind. But, we might have differing opinions on things, but, that doesn't mean we shouldn't talk. You know what I mean? Like, that's one thing about some Americans. They're so sensitive. Like, you can't talk about things. Come on, guys. Like, that's what this whole thing's about. Discussion. Don't get all bent out of shape because we don't agree on everything. Okay. All right. That's it, guys.